What is up, guys? So far since the games Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire have been out for a number of months now, the Pokemon tiers on Pokemon Showdown and Smogon tiers have, in my opinion, actually kind of settled down now. There's no more really switching around, and they're actually pretty solid now. So I decided to actually make a top 5 most annoying Pokemon to be battling against. So hope you guys enjoy this. Remember, this list is completely opinionated, so if you do not agree with my choices, feel free to put yours in the comments below. I would really love to see what you guys choose as your own list. That being said though, if you do by the end of this video enjoy it, drop a like. If you're new, subscribe. Let's hop into this. At number 5, we are going to be having one of the most newest Pokemon from 5th gen rising up. It's actually an OU now, which is actually Heatran. This thing is getting to be this is actually one of the most annoying Pokemon to face against. If you do not have the right counters, I do not play much OU, but when I do play OU, this is one of the things that kind of drives me away again from OU. If you do not have a counter for Heatran, which it has a 4 times weakness to ground, so there's not really many counters to it. The only counter that's kind of viable is Mamoswine, which I think is OU, or I think it's pretty sure it's OU. That, and I think there's Excadrill. Excadrill is a pretty good counter, but it also is weak to fire. And if you do switch it in on a fire type move, it is not going to be living. Both Mamoswine and Excadrill. It does get walled by some stuff. There is some counters that I don't play too much OU, so I don't really know too many counters for this thing. But there's some stuff that counters it kind of decently, but does have a weakness to it, either the steel weakness or the fire weakness against it. But it can do some decent damage to this thing. There's a couple sets this thing actually can run. It actually can run Stealth Rock. It can be a defensive, special defensive set. Or there's some people that actually go insane, actually run an all special attacker or an attacking set. Mostly they're special defensive though. That's the most ones I see. Kind of something to look out for in OU. If you do not have something that really counter this thing, it can really set up on your team. If you do not have a Rapid Spinner, it really kind of destroys your team with Stealth Rocks also. So this thing is actually going to be number 5 on the list. And number 4, we got one of the most annoying Pokemon in the OU metagame today, and it is one of the most commonly used defensive walls in the current metagame of OU. Ferrothorn. This thing is a complete monster. It has really good defense. I think it's like base like 140 or something like that. It's insane defense. It has 2 weaknesses, 4 times weak to fire, and I think it has a fighting weakness, 2 times weak to fighting. Otherwise, it doesn't have any more weaknesses, and it does have a lot of resistances. It does have an awesome ability too. I think it gets Iron Barbs, which actually, if you hook a Rocky Helmet onto the Iron Barbs, your opponent will be taking Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet damage, which in the long run does a lot of damage to your opponent. And if they can't touch you and they're a physical opponent, they have to either switch, which gives you a chance to set up the Stealth Rocks, Spikes, or either Leech Seed. And there's also a lot of sets for this thing. It's really annoying. That's why a lot of people run Hidden Power Fire just for Ferrothorns now in OU, and Scissors. You can Leech Seed. There's a lot of Leech Seed. There's Toxic Leech Seed, Toxic Leech Seed Protect set. There's offensive set. Some people actually run offensive sets with this thing. It has a decent attack stat. A lot of people like to run Power Whip, Iron Head, and shit like that with this thing. But mostly common, it's usually used as a defensive or a special defensive wall, just because it's so good typing. It has only 2 weaknesses, and it has 4 times weakness to fire, which still isn't that many. If you can counter the fire type, it is still really viable on your team, and it's really common as a defensive wall in OU. Definitely really annoying. I do not like it one bit. I'll use it if I definitely have to use it, but otherwise I'll look for something different. Preferably I actually prefer Skarmory, because Skarmory can at least be countered a little bit better than this thing, but that's going to be number 4. Coming in at number 3, It's going to be one of the most hated Pokemon, actually, by most of a lot of players on Pokemon Showdown and the Pokemon community in general. And that is why it has been banned to Ubers as of about a month ago. One of the most annoying Pokemon, a lot of people still use it anyways, even though it's Ubers. If it's not on Pokemon Showdown, a lot of people still use it. I still see it a lot in singles. This thing is really, really annoying. Greninja is one of those Pokemon where it's really, really annoying to use. It has the ability Protein, which actually changes the move type to any type it wants and gives it Stab. Whatever type the move is, it changes to that type and gives it Stab. So this thing does not have a weakness because it changes types, which is really hard to counter. Plus, it outspeeds it has like base 120 or 130 speed. It outspeeds most everything in OU, except for something's Choice Scarfed. There's not many counters to this thing. Only the counters that are still around is actually kind of Skarmory, but it can get taken out by an Ice Beam. Skarmory is more defensive too. Blissey can take a couple hits, and Chansey can take a couple hits from this thing, but otherwise there's not really too much that can counter this thing. You just got to get in and get a hit off as much as you can. It's really weak to priority moves. That's about the only good thing you can do against this thing is either E-Speed, Mach Punch, or something like that before you can get into the dark type, or something like that. But yeah, Greninja is really annoying. I can really see why it's sent to Ubers. I really like it having it in Ubers. I never use it in Ubers, but I like it having it in Ubers because an OU metagame is actually really good now without this thing. And that's why Greninja is going to be number 3 on this list. Number 2 on this list is going to be one of the newer Pokemon that used to be in PU about a month ago, until its hidden ability has got released. And with its hidden ability, it has risen over 3 tiers now, from all the way down to PU, to NU, to RU, to UU, and now it's actually banned list for OU, or for UU. That Pokemon is superior. This thing, I really like. Don't get me wrong, I really love the design of this thing. I really absolutely love this thing. But just like the whole notion of anybody can use this thing, it has Contrary, which basically, if you did not know, it actually, take Leaf Storm for example, normally it minuses your special attack by 2, but with Contrary it's the opposite of that, and it actually pluses your special attack by 2. So with one move, you can come in and outspeed on something. Even if you're a newbie or if you're a professional in Pokemon, you can basically use this thing. It's so easy to use. You can basically just come in on something that's almost rated dead, only has like 10 or 5% left of health. Go for a Leaf Storm, get an automatic +2 without even having to use a setup move, and you're ready to sweep. A lot of people actually even start running choice specs on this thing. Common moves for this thing right now is actually Hidden Power Rock or Hidden Power Fire. Hidden Power Fire being for Ferrothorn, for Retras, Mega Scissor, and stuff like that. It's 4 times weak to fighting, or not fighting, fire. And also Hidden Power Rock for flying types and shit like that. That would like to come in and slow this thing down. Has a base 113 speed, which outspeeds a lot of stuff. They actually moved it to UU recently, and it got banned within about 2 days from UU because it's too good for UU even. I thought it was only going to be like RU viable. I did make a video about this thing like a couple of weeks ago. I thought it was going to be like RU viable. It's way the hell almost an OU now. They're actually suspect testing in BL. So, it's really easy to use. That's really what I don't really like about this thing. You can get a +2 off anything. I can basically sweep your team, even if it's Choice Scarfed. The only thing that's weak to is Ice Shard, which Wamazwine can counter it really well with an Ice Shard, or it's weak to kind of priority. It has decent defenses, which I think is like 90 or 70. I think it's definitely 75 or 90 defenses or something like that. Base 90 or 75. So it has decent defenses. It can take some hits. Just to get something in fast, either that's Choice Scarfed or something like that, and you can be able to take it out. But once it sets up and nothing on the team outspeeds, you're pretty much going to get swept. They also like to run Glare. I can see some. I've seen some running with Glare, Leech Seed, Dragon Pulse for Dragon types. Also Hidden Power Ice for Dragon types. Some like to run. A lot of stuff you can run with this thing. So that's why Superior is going to be on this list at number 2. Number 1, the time you've all been waiting for. This Pokemon actually from Gen 5, it used to be UU in Gen 5, and it rose up all the way to OU in Gen 6. That Pokemon is a dark steel type, Bisharp. This here is actually the most annoying Pokemon in my opinion. This thing, it only has one really solid counter to this thing, is actually Conkeldurr. You cannot really touch Conkeldurr in any shape or form. Mach Punch does take this thing out, but some actually like to run Focus Sash, so they will get a hit off on you. Common sense with this thing is actually Swords Dance. Some people even run Stealth Rocks on this thing right now. I'm like, what the fuck? But I personally actually run the Stealth Rocks in this one right now, actually too, if you guys want to see. But it is really hard to counter. There's not really too many counters to this thing. It has priority Sucker Punch, which stab Sucker Punch at +2 is basically going to kill anything. There is some mind games behind this thing. If you can outspeed it with mind games, like you guys see here, the ability on this thing, if you get a minus test, so say if someone comes in and uses Defog to get rid of Hazard and you switch this thing in, it gets an automatic +2 attack from basically just coming and getting lower minus evasiveness, which doesn't really matter. Either that, or if someone comes in with Intimidate, you still get a +1 off that, which is completely insane. That is why Bisharp is really annoying. Not really much to counter this thing. If you can break it, a lot of them are Focus Sash. You can break the Focus Sash and get a Mach Punch off if you do have a Conkeldurr. Or you can have something that outspeeds. A Taunter would really be good for this thing to really counter this, but that's about the only counters that really work for this thing. Yeah, I don't know if I'm overlooking something. I know there's some Megas out there that can actually counter it. Mega Altaria kind of counters it decently. If it outspeeds. Once you outspeed it, actually, Hyper Voice will one-shot. 4 times effective Mach Punch, or any type of fighting type move in general will take this thing out in one hit if it's not Focus Sash. There's also some flinch ones with King's Rock and Iron Head and shit like that, which are really annoying also. You do not want to go play against these. I only use this thing if I'm absolutely needed to use this thing. Otherwise, I should choose something that's less used, like from UU or something like Groudon or something like that. That's Dark type. But yeah, that's about all I have to say about this thing. It is really annoying if you don't have the right stuff in OU to go against this thing. It can set up and sweep, which is really one of those sweepers that is really versatile in what it does. That's really basically all I have to say about that. There's nothing really else to say about this thing. That's about it. So if you guys did enjoy this and you made it to the end, I really honestly appreciate it, and thanks for watching this far. If you're new, please subscribe. Having a 200 subscriber giveaway at 200 subscribers with Pokemon and shit. And also drop a like. That tells me if you guys do want more of these top 5s coming your way, drop a like. That will let me know. That being said though, we'll get the hell out of here. Thanks for watching. See you next time.